Okay, to update the pairs that I talked about yesterday, starting with Euro New Zealand. It is looking weak, and hopefully, frankly, it turns into the preferred view of five waves for one to here. Now, on Thursday is ECB rates and meeting and news conference, so there will be movement in all euro pairs coming into the end of the week. And if we can see, we're likely to see a bounce off this trend line here, preferably with a break of this low, and then I can switch to a more likely three-wave correction of a five-wave advance. So that is what I'm looking for here. It's looking likely to break Thursday or Wednesday's low, and we'll see how it develops. But I am looking for a bounce off this trend line to find support in this region. Hopefully it'll break. Now, yesterday, one thing I forgot to mention on Aussie New Zealand is that on the 1 hour time frame last week, there was heavy bullish divergence all week long here. And last night, that found action. So the advance in Aussie New Zealand, it bounced off a trend line going back to 2015. Now, I'm still holding a bullish view, as I mentioned, so long as this advance here from March to June 2015 holds. Looking at it on a lower time frame, I'm looking for one more high for a fifth wave, because so far we only have three waves from Friday's low. I can go over it on the 15-minute chart. So wave one on Friday into here, opened Sunday night, wave two, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, triangle for 4, 5, and now bigger wave 4. Now this could morph a number of ways. It could turn into a triangle perhaps, or something like that, but at the moment it is looking, it needs one more high at the moment to complete a five-wave advance. So going into tonight or early tomorrow morning European time, there is Reserve Bank of Australia news. I'm not sure what exactly from memory, but I think 5:30 a.m. London time. So that should move this market, preferably in this market. If we can get a five-wave advance on a new high of any height and a three-wave correction, there will be a buy setup going into that. If this, however, stays as three waves and simply moves down, I would take it as corrective. But for now, it's looking good for one more high for a fifth wave. So the view on this, as I mentioned before, hasn't really changed. I want to find that low in this. A lot of people were long here, 103 to 110, and a lot of us did not expect to see 103 again, but we have, and it's probably quite demoralizing as this only turned into three waves. However, these things can turn around quite quickly, and if we do get a five-wave advance and a small retracement, this should be then set up for a bigger move, and we can look at something more bullish, because I think this week price is really open to a move towards 106. The 8 EMA on the weekly is way up here right now, and so far, same on the monthly, it's quite far away. The 8 EMA on the monthly in such a position means nothing. The stocks are pointing up. So let's see if we can get a bullish reversal into this and a decent buy. Just watch out for Australian Reserve Bank news tomorrow, early tomorrow morning. Okay, other pairs I dealt with yesterday. US Canadian dollars. The move down from, it is possible to label this as wave 4, but the move down from there is just looking like three waves here with this sharp gyration here and then three. So it's looking corrective. And I'm not going to marry a bearish count if I see what I suggested yesterday about a bit of a sideways motion here and then an advance. So I am looking for that as, at the moment, perhaps more likely. So those are the same scenarios as yesterday. If you want to see a little bit more on that, it's in yesterday's video. What else I dealt with yesterday was Aussie US dollar. And this has progressed really nicely. It's too early to say, but this is looking impulsive here. It's already put in 5 waves. If it retraces from here or morphs, I don't know. We'll see. But the thing is, this is only the second part. We had this more corrective advance here. So there are still a number of ways on the daily that this can unfold. But as I mentioned, I'm really inclined, I'm definitely inclined to switch, or I am already switched. I have already essentially switched to a neutral view on this. But I prefer to see it basing. I think it's trying to find a base here. The weekly is looking good. And let's see if we can find it. I will look, I will introduce a pair I didn't deal with before. I'm not trading this, and it's been more difficult for me than Euro New Zealand. I've been in sync with Euro New Zealand since February. Euro Australian I have not been in sync with, but what I can suggest here is that we have finally completed wave 3. I was 1 gyration early, I feel. I was looking for wave 3 completed into here. But I can actually view this entire sequence right here as a triangle itself. And so it's possible now that we've completed a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 for wave 3. And we see a correction now for larger wave 4. We stay bullish on this. The euro is strong going into the meeting. There's talk about easing. It does seem that traders, professional traders, are pricing in ECB tapering at some point in the future, not at this meeting, I suspect, and probably not at the next meeting, but at some point, perhaps later in the year, tapering may follow. And it seems that traders are pricing that in now with all of the strong bullish advances. And lastly, gold, which I did look at yesterday. It has not broken out yet. As you can see, going back to 2011, this trend line has been very firm and resistant to the dollar, essentially. For this to work on a breakout, retracement, and buy scenario, it would need to strongly break out, perhaps $50, $80, whatever, something like a strong breakout, and then a bit of a retracement. I cannot project how much, but it needs to be a sincere and strong breakout. It can't just be some little whimper like this and then a buy. That, in my opinion, that's not how it works. It needs to be something firm and something quite clear as such. And then there should be a lot of traders coming in on a breakout and retest, as this trend line has been very strong. I have not put the effort in to figure out what this is. I can take a few guesses here, but I don't want to take guesses as such. I want to stick with the bullish scenario for now, even though it is still essentially technically under trendline resistance. And there is a head and shoulders looking thing on here. Given dollar weakness, I am preferring to view this bullishly for now. And in any case, I don't have a position, so that's just my view on it. Okay, I think that's it. I have not really been looking at anything else. So I will leave it there and take it up again tomorrow. All right. Ciao. Bye-bye.